was day 7 of practice for the Patriots as they're getting a week into training camp, and oh, it is looking absolutely sweet. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. But before we get into it, we could do it right on this video. We are 18 subs away from 27,000 subscribers. It's a huge milestone on this channel, and I'm looking forward to making it because I know all of the Patriots Nation supports this channel, supports the Pats. So if you want coverage all throughout training camp, we have given you guys a video almost every single day covering the Pats. So if you could, hit that big red sub button. I know 18 of you that are watching this show right now have not been subscribed, so make sure you hit that, and let's get to 27K. So before we break into everything, the Patriots did make some roster moves just now. Recording this video about an hour ago, they made some signings, they made some release. None of them are really big. They did sign 2 tight ends, Tyler Davis and Cole Fotheringham, and center Alex Lindstrom, probably signing a center because Garrett Bradbury is also injured. Unfortunately, the UFL standout, Yasir Durant, was waived injured as a tackle. What that means is he was put on waivers. If he gets cleared off of waivers, nobody claims him. He'll go right to the injured reserve, and he'll be with the Pats on the IR for the rest of the season. They released Demir Blankum-C and the running back Trayveon Williams because obviously we all know Landry looks good. But the biggest takeaway is that, oh my God, Drake Maye continues to impress in practice. He is heating up, and it feels like every single day, like I am waiting for him to just have a down practice where he doesn't look that great. And he kind of did on one of the days, but overall, it's just been amazing to watch from him. This is from Zach Cox, who was at practice this morning, and a beautiful deep ball from Drake Maye to Kyle Williams for a 40-yard-ish touchdown. Williams beat DJ James, who shot up the depth chart with Gonzo and Carlton Davis out during the sidelines. It was just a perfect pass. I couldn't find the video on Twitter. I'm still looking for it, so if someone has it, please tweet it at me, at @TheRealAlper. But also, he's finding Stephon Diggs on crossers over the middle. It just looks like the chemistry is really building between these two guys. And also, Kyle Williams is here to stay. Your wide receiver, probably 3. I still think Pop Douglas is going to be your slot guy, 2, and he stood out incredibly with the Josh McDaniels type offense. Your little dink and dunk passes. But overall, Drake Maye has looked insane. And the one thing that has really, really been crazy to me is that he has yet to throw an interception. In 11-on-11s and 7-on-7s, he has not thrown an interception at all. He's being very cautious with the ball. And we know last year that was a little bit of a problem with him in 2024 in his rookie year. He was kind of erratic, committing a couple of turnovers. I think it was 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. But you can see here, 11-on-11 stats, 11 for 14. There was 2 sacks. But overall, not bad. 11 for 14. I can't complain when you're completing almost 90% of your passes. So if you're excited for Drake Maye, I don't know if he's going to start next week against the Commanders for the first preseason game, but I'll be happy if he is. But if you're excited to see him in his second year, go in the comments right now and spam your 10s because it is hype, and he looks like he is the franchise quarterback of the future, maybe even be top 10 coming this year. Now, my second takeaway. Is there something in the Foxborough water that we just don't know about? Because this is one of the biggest takeaways besides Drake Maye balling out. It seems like everybody's getting hurt. These are just some of this is what the injury report was for today's practice. 10 people. I have an asterisk there for Harold Landry because it seems like that he was taking a Veterans Day. It was just a day off for him. But Gonzo, he has his hamstring. Now, the Patriots said he's day-to-day. They're not concerned. He's ready. He's most likely, everybody says he's going to be ready week 1. Carlton Davis, we don't know where he's at. Mack Hollins still on the PUP list. Jahlani Tavai is hurt. Trayveon Williams didn't show up. He later got cut. Vederian Lowe is also on the PUP. Garrett Bradbury is your center. He was hurt. Yasir Durant, he was waived. And Joshua Farmer also out with an injury. And then we saw this yesterday. Patriots signed first-year linebacker R.J. Moten. And this really, really, really disappointed me a lot. And it was Brock Lampe was placed on injured reserve. And I was really high on this guy. I thought it was down between him and Landry on being one of those 2 guys to make the roster or be on the special teams. If you notice, they didn't waive him. They put him on IR. So they immediately put him on IR because I don't think that they realize that. I think they know he's going to be in the future. Lampe was taking first team reps. He was here. He was going to be on this team. And I think bringing back Josh McDaniels, like we know that he loves that fullback spot. He loves to implement the fullback. We've seen it in his past years when we had James Devlin. That was your starting fullback. They always implemented that. With Michael Humanau back in the day, he was a tight end, but they moved him to fullback a bunch. Do you guys remember when Landon Roberts was playing fullback at some times? Yeah, the linebacker, they moved him on offense, and he looked very, very good. So we know that McDaniels loves to have his fullbacks, and I think this guy was really going to be that fullback of the future. But now that you have him on IR, I think the Patriots were really locked in on having him make this roster. It opens up a 53-man roster spot, and I think that could possibly go to Ethan Chisholm, maybe Lan Larison, because it was between those two guys. Like, do you want to keep another running back, or do you want to add the fullback? I think Lan Larison, he was also getting a couple first-team reps in training camp today. I think they're locked in on him trying to make the roster now with Lampe going on IR. But we'll see him in the future, I'm sure, hopefully next year. We're going to get to a bunch of more takeaways, but first, we talked about how much he's balling out. And I'm shocked to say this, but these jerseys are still on sale. 20% off, still $103.99, and you better get it while supplies last, because once they're out, it's going to go right back up to that $130 piece. So chatsports.com/MayeJersey. If you want to support Patriots Today, support the Pats. If you want to rep Drake Maye, week 1 against the Raiders, also just get yours today. Chatsports.com/MayeJersey. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. My next takeaway, and I've talked about this pretty much on every single training camp video, because every single practice, something comes out that's new. Something looks even better about this guy, and Jared Wilson is your new starting left guard. And this is kind of a big surprise to me. Doug Codd tweeted this out this morning, and this was his first takeaway from today's practice. It appears that Wilson is the Patriots' new starting left guard. And what surprised me is that we all know Wilson is the center out of Georgia. He is a primary centerpiece. He plays center. Well, Garrett Bradbury missed today's practice. He limped off the field at the end of yesterday. So you kind of figured, all right, well, the next guy up is going to be Wilson. Well, no. Today, they said, all right, Jared, you're automatically at left guard. You're going to be starter, and now we're going to rotate Brown and Cole Strange in with those center reps. So with Bradbury out, you would have thought that Jared Wilson was your next man up, but Cole Strange was the one getting center reps. So it seems to me that clearly it's going to be that guy. Jared Wilson is going to be that guy at left guard. They've been trying to figure out a spot. He has been starting reps at left guard, starting reps at center, starting reps at right guard. They were determined to find him a spot, but it looks like he's primarily going to be left guard. And when you're starting out the practice as the starter over Cole Strange, the veteran here, it looks like that he's here to stay. Now for Will Campbell, it was not the best day for Campbell. He did get better towards the end of practice, but to start, it was not good whatsoever. K'Lavon Chaisson tallied 2 sacks and 1 pressure on a 4-play stretch against the starting offense. And every single one of those reps came at Will Campbell's expense. And I will say I'm not going to be concerned just yet because he's a rookie. This is his second practice where he's wearing pads. I'm not expecting you to come out here and just be, oh, yeah, you're going to be an all-pro in your first year. No, rookies have some lapses. They're going to struggle at some times. We saw in yesterday's practice, he was putting Keon White on the ground. He was dominating most of the one-on-ones, so there's going to be times where you look really good, and there's going to be times where you look really bad. That's just how rookies work in the NFL. And also, when you're going up against K'Lavon Chaisson, who has looked great all of training camp, he is probably, if it's not Jared Wilson, it's probably Chaisson, who has been the star of Patriots training camp. If you could see this from Andrew Callahan, if every single reporter's takeaways, it's talk about this guy is the absolute breakout candidate. He's been everywhere on the field. He earns a sack in his first 11 on 11s. That was yesterday's practice. So he's doing that yesterday. He's doing it today. And I think that he is making his name known as being one of these productive, key pivotal guys as the edge room for this Patriots. And I'll say, with him going off, Anthony Jennings, you might be cut. We'll find out August 26th. So I'll ask you guys. I'm not going to talk about Will Campbell, like if you're concerned, because it's a little bit of concerning. But for me, I'm more excited about K'Lavon Chaisson. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your excitement level for the edge rusher? Go down in the comments right now. Give me a 1 if you're not at all, or a 10 and like this is going to be a starting edge for this Pats team. We got Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, and Harold Landry. I will say I'm excited for joint practices. Next week, we'll be getting into those. They'll be having joint practices with the Commanders, and we got that covered for you on Patriots Today. So that's why you subscribe. We are 18 away, people. 18 subs away from 27,000. So make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, let's